Big Ten men's standings show you that right now Northwestern would pick up the fourth and final bye, double bye, not have to play until Friday at the Big Ten tournament in Minneapolis, though Nebraska, even with both Wisconsin and Northwestern at 10 wins, just one game behind in the loss column. That second blue line, that signifies those above, they don't have to start until Thursday. If you're below that line at the end of the regular season, your Big Ten tournament starts in the opening round on Wednesday night. So much still to be determined over the final week and change here in the Big Ten regular season, and a lot at stake for multiple teams. Let's start with Nebraska. Right now, I think comfortably in the field, Trent, the issue for Nebraska is you don't have any more opportunities left. You have 3 games, and this may be out of order, but I believe it's Ohio State, Rutgers, and Michigan, and none of those 3 teams are going to give you any juice in terms of your own resume.
No, they're going on the road to Ohio State and Michigan. This team has not played great on the road until recently. They've shown more life there, coming off 4 straight wins. What I love, Rick, though, this team, what I saw early in the season was great. When they're at home, when the 3 ball's going in, when there's great momentum and the fans are going. But they weren't great kind of battling through adversity, at least I thought. And I thought the win against Wisconsin, where they came from behind, won in overtime, they went on the road and almost got another one from behind at Illinois. And they've played really well since then, giving up 58 points a game their last 4 wins. They're balanced offensively, but when they're gritty on defense, and when you think about their line, the guys, whether it's Juwan Gary, Alec, Hoy, they have some guys that really thrive off playing down and dirty. So I love this group. You know, for them, it's all about playing, defending strong, and then offensively, they're really, really good. We'll see Iowa tonight, and for the Hawkeyes, the schedule is there, gives them opportunities. After Penn State, they travel to Northwestern, tournament team. The return game at home against Illinois, just played the Illini. Hawkeyes have a chance to play themselves back on the correct side of the bubble. I think they need 2 of these. I agree. Okay, I think they need 2 of these. And maybe a win in the Big Ten tournament. Probably. The key for them, I think, is McCaffrey finding the right rotations. Okay, they have different lineups. I mean, even a guy like Brock Harding has given great sparks at moments. We've seen Dembele off the bench. We've seen them go smaller with maybe Patrick McCaffrey at the 4, Freeman at the 5. So I think for Coach McCaffrey, pushing the right buttons in terms of those rotations will be critical for him these final 3 games. What about Michigan State? It has become big-time struggle for Michigan State. They lose to Ohio State, actually back-to-back losses at home to teams that were under 500 in league play in February. I'm not sure if we can research that, but it has rarely happened under Tom Izzo. So you lose those games. What you have left is a road trip to Purdue and then home game against Northwestern, and then you finish up against Indiana. It is a tough road for Michigan State the rest of the way, and they're now in danger. If you really slip up, you suddenly find yourself on the bubble. All 3 of those are going to be tough. At Purdue's no get-right game, right? I think for them is, one, I've heard Ray Fell talk about this, Coach Beeline, maybe playing smaller. I would agree with them on that. I think they also got to play faster. We talk about them in transition, but this is an all-or-nothing team in the fast break, Rick, meaning they'll get out if they can get an easy bucket right away. Otherwise, they're stagnant and at a slow pace. You're not going to get many freebies in this league, especially this time of the year. So I think better pace in a secondary break would suit them well. I just don't understand this team. I don't. I want to believe in them with Malik Hall and A.J. Hoggard and Jaden Akins and so many guys who have played so many minutes, but they're just losing games and making mistakes that you would not expect from such a veteran-laden team. Now, Minnesota is on your list of teams with a lot at stake over the last couple of weeks. That's interesting to me because I don't really think that they have a chance to get to the NCAA tournament. Maybe you disagree. Now, they do have road games against Illinois and Northwestern, so you pick up those 2 road wins, right? That would be massive. But I just don't know that there's enough there for Minnesota. Minnesota's 17-10. They're 8-8 in the league. If they get one of those road games, and they get Penn State and Indiana, they have 4 games left. So then it's 10 wins. If they can get 3 of 4, that'd be 11 wins. 11 wins in the league. It'd be 11-9. I think they're in. And we've heard Ben Johnson. You think they're in the tournament? Yes, if they can get 3 of these. Come on. Wow. I believe it. I believe it. But I believe it. And for them, it's all about belief. We've heard Ben Johnson talk about this. They got to believe that they're this good of a team. I think they are. They have the horses on the inside to compete on the glass with anybody. The key for them is Elijah Hawkins. When he's playing well, that ball's moving, the 3 balls going in because they're getting better quality looks. this team can compete with anybody. They can be an NCAA tournament team.
Okay,
I believe it.
I believe they can be, but I think even if they go 3-1 over that stretch, I think then you're not playing on Wednesday. You're playing on Thursday, which means you get a quality opponent on Thursday. I think they would need to win that game. Then you're potentially in.
You might be right, but if they get 3 of these, that would put them in a much better situation.
Again, none of this in a vacuum. It all depends on what happens outside the Big Ten as well. Wisconsin, a double bye is at stake. Right now, they're tied in the standings with Northwestern, but they do have the tiebreaker right now over the Wildcats, seeking the second top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament since 2015. I get the sense they care less right now about the NCAA tournament resume than they do about that double bye and about figuring out which identity they want to have over the rest of the season.
If I'm Greg Gard, if I'm on this Wisconsin team, I don't look at the tournaments right now. I look at we got to play better.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
they just got to play better. It's been over a month, I think, since they played well, since that win over Michigan State. Now they got going to Indiana tonight is not going to be an easy one. They got Illinois, Rutgers. Rutgers just ran them out of the gym, and at Purdue. So 4 tough games, but if they can get 2 or 3 of these, I think the momentum, the confidence, that'd be crucial for them. They start seeing that ball go in, especially from the 3-point line. That would suit them really well moving into March.
Everybody has something at stake. I don't think that Northwestern, who is on this list of teams that we want to talk about, is in danger of missing the tournament. I know there are some bracketologists out there that have them among the last 4 byes or maybe creeping toward last 4 in. They have so many quality wins. They have that one loss, I understand, to Chicago State way back in the day, which may be hanging like an albatross. But this is a team with road games against Maryland, Michigan State, home games against Iowa, Minnesota. I think unless everything falls away for Northwestern and you go 0-4, maybe 1-3, and then lose first round of the Big Ten tournament, I think this team's in the NCAAs.
I do too. I give so much credit to Coach Collins, this team. They are the Iron Men of the Big Ten. I mean, these guys, Boo and Ryan Langberg, Barnheiser, Martinelli now with him in the starting lineup, all are playing 30 or more minutes. And they've won 4 or 5 since Ty Berry's gone out. Playing at a high level, Langberg's played like an all Big Ten player in the last 5 or 6 games, playing really well. So I give them a ton of credit. I think they're in the tournament. One of the toughest teams, smartest teams. They can shoot the ball well. They got Boo Buie. So I think they're there, but they do need to finish well to just feel good about how they're playing and being on the right page moving into March.
Yeah, there are other teams out there that have something at stake over the last couple of weeks. You look at a team like Rutgers, because if Rutgers can start on Thursday instead of Wednesday, when they defend with Jeremiah Williams in the lineup, we saw them go on a 4-game win streak. They're a team that probably nobody wants to play early in the Big Ten tournament, especially if they don't have to go 5 games in 5 days. They'd be happy to go 5 games in 5 days if they have to play on Wednesday, not the goal of Steve Peichel and the Scarlet Knights. One final break. We are back and headed to the bench. Which role players could help define their team's respective postseasons? Those answers are on the way.